Alright, before we hop into the video today, just a quick thank you to our sponsor, Sports TNB. Hey, if you play 2K, you know the grind is real. The badge grind can get tough, so if you're looking to buy a stacked NBA 2K account with max badges and everything like that, visit sportstnb.com. Make sure to let him know Hayden YT sent you, and he'll get you everything you need. He's legit. First link in the description down below. Go check it out.
Alright, what's going on YouTube? Hayden here. Today we're back with a brand new video. So today we'll be starting back up the commit breakdown series that I've been doing, like I did with Carson Beck, Mikhail Sherman, and Kendall Milton. Well, if you're new to this series, what we do here is I go through and give a little breakdown of the player, his information, everything you need to know about him, and then I'll put together a little mix of his best highlights from high school, so you can check out his film and his tape or whatever. So yeah, I'll put up on the screen right now if you just want to look at the highlights and don't care about the breakdown or what I'm talking about. I'll have a timestamp in the screen. Skip to that, so if you just want to watch the highlights. Alright, so let's get right into it. Today's breakdown is going to be from Marcus Rosemy. I don't know how, I can't say his last name. I've tried. It looks so simple, but I don't really know how it's truly pronounced. But Marcus is a 6'2" wide receiver out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He weighs 195 pounds. Like in every breakdown video, I go by 247 and their rankings and everything like that. I get the numbers and stuff like that from their website. So on 247, he's ranked as a 4-star, and I would put him in the top 50 nationally and top 10 in his position and in the state of Florida. So with these breakdowns now, the best part about it is I actually get to, when I was doing the 3 previous ones that I did, it was kind of like, they're not necessarily, they were commits, but they weren't signed yet. So now I'm starting these back up at the perfect time, right after signing day. And so Marcus ended up signing to Georgia during yesterday's signing day. I don't know if I'm probably gonna be uploading this video the next day. So a couple days ago, he signed with Georgia, signed his letter of intent. Marcus has pretty much been a Georgia guy all along. He committed back in June of 2019. He's only taken 1 visit since then, which was to Georgia in October. We've known he's going to be coming to Georgia. It's pretty much been set in stone for a few months now that he's coming to Georgia. But you never know with some of these players. They make these last second flips. Like you see every signing day, it happens all the time. So it's not necessarily like I said it's set in stone, but I guess you really never know. But with Marcus, it just felt like he was definitely coming to Georgia. Get into it a little bit. Marcus is going to be coming into Georgia, and which wide receiver is a glaring need that Georgia needed. Kirby Smart has said that himself and said that he needs to do better and go out and get these people that can produce on the football field, and he did that with this class. 4 wide receivers, 4 top-notch wide receivers from this class, and Marcus is one of those. He's one of the more talented receivers in the 2020 class, so with the way the wide receiver room's looking for Georgia right now, it's pretty much wide open, so he will have a good chance of playing right away, kind of like George Pickens did this season. He's going to be kind of that guy that plays the role kind of like a Lawrence Cager, a big-time possession receiver, a guy who's going to go out there and get you the ball when you throw it up to him. The opening regional, they do all the results and numbers and everything like that. They do the testing. So at the time of the regional, he was, of course, 6'2". He was 187, but he's listed as 195 now. He ran a 4.59 40. He had a 3.97 shuttle, and he had a 36.9-inch vertical. 247 actually compares him to Riley Ridley. I can kind of see that because Riley was pretty much a possession guy for Georgia, and like I already said, he can kind of play that role like Lawrence Cager did. But the thing about Marcus is that he definitely does have an above average height to him, and he's definitely a lengthy guy when it comes to the receiver standard, and he just has that body type to be a good high level football player, especially coming into a conference like the SEC. He has these big hands, and he fills out his body pretty well. I mean, he's not the fastest guy in the world, but he's definitely a very good athlete. 4.59's not anything to just like turn your head away from. I mean, he's still got pretty good speed on him. I guess compared to some guys like Arian Smith, I mean, that's a pretty harsh comparison, because Arian Smith is a track star. The dude's putting up like record numbers in track, I believe. Some crazy stuff from him. He's a absolute speed guy. I can't wait to get to a breakdown on him. But also Marcus, he plays for St. Thomas Aquinas. Is a high level football program, kind of like when I was talking about yesterday's video with the signing day video, where Warren Brinson is coming out of IMG Academy. Players like that coming out of these football programs, they're playing really good competition on a week-to-week basis. So coming into college, the transition can be a little bit smoother because they're playing top-notch competition already in high school. He's a crazy good route runner. He really has this short area speed and quickness to him, like a really good acceleration off the jump. When he's running routes, he can break off of people. Very nice. You'll see that in the film where he runs these crazy good routes. His footwork is pretty top level. With him coming in and with the comparisons to Cager and things like that, of course he's going to be a possession receiver. So he's able to attack the ball at its highest point, which is something the receivers are taught to do. And Marcus does that pretty well. He's able to catch in traffic, which is something else possession receivers are needed for. And I think his overall skill set is going to play pretty well with Georgia. He's also a sneaky good blocker too, from a couple clips that I've seen of him. He's a really solid blocker. It's what Georgia also looks in when they're looking at their receivers, because of course we run the ball a lot. But we've been more open with our passing game this year. Even though the numbers weren't the prettiest with our passing game, we still threw the ball a lot more than usual. But Marcus is definitely a good blocker when we're going to be running the ball. The only thing I guess he could kind of lack in is he doesn't get much yak or yards after catch. He doesn't really have that, I guess, like that second level, that second gear to get into to really break away from people after going up and getting the catch. But he definitely still is a really good athlete and has some pretty solid speed on him. His stats here a little bit. His sophomore year, he didn't get much playing time, it looks like, where he only had 2 catches for 60 yards. Junior year is really popped off in 13 games. He had 37 catches, 764 yards, averaging 20.6 yards per catch, and 8 touchdowns on that season. That was his best season of his high school career. And then coming into this year, his senior year, played in 3 less games, and got almost the same amount of catches, but about 200 or so less yards, and averaged 16.2 yards per catch with 10 touchdowns this season. So he wrapped up his high school career with 72 catches, 1,359 yards, and 18 touchdowns. So pretty good numbers there. Of course, like I was just talking about, where he played in 3 less games in his senior season. I don't know if he was injured or whatnot, or what happened with that, or why he played less games. I know it's not because they didn't go far in the playoffs, because they actually went 14-0 and won their state championship. That's Marcus Rosemy's stats and a little bit of a breakdown on him. The next step off of his state championship victory with St. Thomas Aquinas, all that he'll be playing in the 2020 Under Armour All-American game on January 2nd. So if you guys are wanting to see some action before he gets to Georgia, you can check that game out on January 2nd. Features 6 other Bulldog commits, so get to see some new Georgia Bulldog faces in that game. He's not going to be an early enrollee to get into like bowl practice and things like that, but he will be a summertime enrollee at Georgia. That's really all the information and breakdown and everything like that for Marcus. So next up is the highlight tape, so you can check out his film and see everything I was talking about in the breakdown. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button down below, as it really helps out the channel. Hit the red subscribe button, hit the post notification bell to know when I post content and videos on this channel. Comment down below who I should break down next. Comment down below what you think of Marcus. And with that said, it's been Hayden. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.
Mobley steps up, lofts it toward Hill, and it's intercepted on the final play of the game, and St. Thomas Aquinas survives.